Uh,
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Green Man channel. I hope you're all doing good and well. So, for this next episode of Symphonic Sundays, where we talk and promote all things symphonic metal, I'm really excited to be joined today by Alina Gavrilenko of the band Everdawn. And they've recently released an album in December, which I've got here on CD. There you go. There's the beautiful artwork. And so Alina's got the CD as well. Of course, I would expect you to have the CD, right?
I love
That would
that.
make sense. Um,
Amazing.
yeah, it's an awesome album, just to say straight away, straight up front.
Thank you.
Um, and really to kick off, just how are you doing, first of all?
I'm good. Honestly, I'm still riding that wave of the release. Reviews are still coming up, and it's just every day I wake up, I go online. Oh, a new review. Let's see what do people have to say today. And so far, it's been very positive reviews. So I'm ecstatic. I'm really curious to see how people receive it live. That's our next step, I guess. I just so many plans for this year. I'm just overwhelmed.
That was going to be one of my first questions was, the reaction to this album, all the reactions I've seen or read online have been really positive about the album. By the time this video goes up, I probably would have reviewed the album because I'm going to do an album review as well for this release. Although, it came out a little while ago, it's just one I particularly wanted to sort of talk about as well because I found it really sort of interesting to listen to. Something that I found with this album is obviously it's got some really interesting themes. You like refer to the stars a lot, to celestial themes throughout the album with things like Orion's Belt, Cassiopeia, Northern Star, and this seems like it's running through quite a few of the songs. Was there anything that inspired you to write lyrics about the stars or to use these themes in the album?
For every lyricist, I think there comes a times when you have a piece of music and you need to sit down with yourself and think, okay, what is the song about, right? So that's technically how I work too. I usually just close my eyes and put the headphones on and really try to surround myself with the sound. And it just began with the whole, I would say, synth element, like the way Boris uses synth really resonates with me, like some spaceship themes. And I just that's it. That's like this little hook, it's that's all I need. That just little, thread that I can hang on to. And if I pull it, it's like the whole ball just gonna like unwind itself. So I know it starts, and then immediately I kind of put my mind into that direction to a point that even me coming outside at nighttime, looking up, and where I live, it's very predominant how you can see the night sky and the constellations. And all my friends know every time I'm out, holy shit, guys, check this out. This is so beautiful. Like every night, I'm like this child in a store almost with toys around me. I'm just, wow, this bright star. What about this?
Yeah.
It just gives me this feeling of how would I put this? Me being like bigger than just a grain of sand in the desert, like me being part of the universe. We are all intertwined, interconnected.
Mm.
It's just like those eternal topics. They could never go out of style and out of trend and out of human mind's fascination. Humans have been always fascinated with space and stars and constellations. Ever since antiquity, we continue on with that fascination to this day. It's so exciting to me. Honestly, I always joke I write about love or stars. It's like all the versions of each topic. So yeah, there's way more to explore. So more songs coming.
Yeah, more songs on the stars. It's rare I see a clear night sky actually. Maybe I'm not looking at the right
In
times or
UK?
yeah, it's I think well because I live in London, I think maybe it's the atmosphere and it's cloudy a lot
Rains and clouds, intense.
lots of clouds, so we never really see like this. But I often see Orion's Belt. I'm always like, yeah, there's Orion's Belt. That's the one I recognize. That's the one I know.
I love it. That's like my goal. So my people could be like, oh my God, like now we can point it out in this sky. I think
Yeah.
that's so cool. It was just such a random thought. I never planned for that to happen. It's me being the vessel for the higher force to channel these thoughts into me. And that just made so much sense. Wow, it'd be so cool. Our fans could be those astronomers. That's so sick. Like I'm about it. Let's go. Let's continue with the whole theme. So yeah, makes me
Because
excited to talk about
yeah.
it.
as well as being able to weave these themes into your lyrics and then subsequently into the music, you also seem to have a real talent for coming up with very memorable choruses as well. So like last night I had going round and round in my head, and I didn't mind at all because I love the song. You know, it's not one of those songs where it keeps you up all night. You're like, oh, it's really annoying.
Oh my God,
But
yes.
I I kept singing to myself, by my side, now and ever, by
By my side.
you know,
Oh,
that
great.
particular song. I wish I could sing it as well as you, of course, but
I
you know,
love that. It's
it's
great.
yeah. The way I do it sounds nice in karaoke, but
I
yeah,
love that.
but yeah, I really enjoy that song and others like Cassiopeia as well. And it just like a really kind of strong opening track to sort of set the tone for a lot of
Hmm.
the album. I think that one, it really gets you in the right kind of frame of mind and mood. Um, there's also a song I really loved. It sort of had a complete change. Sort of, yeah, it started off very high speed, sort of power metal. I think it's Karmic Partner, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Karmic Partner. And you've got a sort of bit where it slows down. You go into this really lovely operatic, beautiful moment. And you're singing for a bit, and then it kind of goes into a bit more of the guitar work again and speeds up with the distortion a bit more and stuff. I really loved that part of the song. Um, and it was like I actually wanted that to just last longer and longer because it was so beautiful, you know, that particular part of the song. So it's like as well, that was quite a dark themed tracks. You got a mix, I think, of some hopeful songs and some darker. Like it sounds like it's about quite a toxic relationship, and correct me if I'm wrong. Is that what that song's about? A toxic relationship?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got it just right. It's hard for me to stay mostly hopeful because of my heritage. I'm Eastern European, so I'm familiar with the concept of darkness, suffering, and being a martyr. It's just in my DNA. So, in ironically, writing themes that are dark for human psyche, they bring me peace. It's my way of coping through those traumas, to put it down in some sort of way. You know, some people become drunks or drug addicts, or they get really like obsessed with working and they become workaholics. I really dive into art, as many artists before me. It's such a common escape route for musicians. But I find, I think with every human being, we've had those relationships where we didn't get to say our side of the story, and it's
Mhm.
baffling,
Yeah.
where we weren't given, you know, the platform to just speak our piece, even if that's the finish line of an interaction. It's just it's bizarre how many people would victimize whoever is to be blamed first. So if out of the situation where there's
Mm.
a romantic interest involved, whoever speaks first badly about the other person into the circle of friends or family, this person gets demonized without even, you know, saying anything, and now you're on the defense. You know what I mean? It's a lose-lose situation. So you're like, well, Jesus Christ, okay, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna take myself out. So this song was one of those. It's like I never got to get my peace of mind, didn't get my closure. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna make the whole world know about my point of view. So that was a tough one to write. But I don't know how I'm gonna sing in live, to be honest, because I find that that we have the show we already booked for release party, just a little detour, but
Go for it.
we performed Venera in its entirety from start to finish. So I don't know how, because there's lots of dark topics, how I'm gonna cope live, because I find that I'm dancing on the edge with being involved in the song as I sing it, to a point that if you push a little too much, you can get like choked up, and the trauma is real, you know? So when you really dive into it, you almost get like sucked back into it. You start being teary, cry, the voice cracks. It's awful. It happened to me a few times. And I'm like, okay, I gotta be less present, more just, you know, breathe, like don't think about lyrics too much, because yeah, these were real.
You do see it happens sometimes, don't you? You see performers getting overwhelmed with the emotion on stage, and actually sometimes that doesn't necessarily, you know, it can actually pull me into the performance when I see that from a singer.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to think of a few examples. I think maybe it was James Hetfield had a moment, didn't he? I think not long ago in Metallica even.
I
I
think I've
think
read
it can actually
that.
bring the audience on your side sometimes, you know, obviously not if it maybe it's all the whole way through the gig, but it can bring, I think it can bring the audience onto your side in a way, to get involved in the emotion as well. It can probably work both ways, can't it? It's one of those things. I said, I definitely get what you're saying about self-control and everything like that. I mean, I
Right.
think in my limited experience performing just on a guitar,
Mhm.
um, I think I do see what you mean. And my problem was sometimes getting tempted to get carried away and not stick to what I knew I was supposed to be playing. You know, that's sort of an issue. So yeah, I get what you're saying. It's an interesting point that you get overwhelmed probably by
Mm.
your own performance sometimes, what your the emotion of the song even. So yeah.
It's
Um,
tough. It's
yeah,
like with stars, I can sing about stars and being completely like happy camper, which is I think my favorite state. Like when I just sing something that's not about me and that's just about the universe and it's about something else. It's giving me this empowering feeling, like it's giving this fire under my ass, you know, that I'm like, holy shit, this is like woof, I'm feeling that energy from above. And the moment I'm going inward, it's like all hell breaks loose, all my demons just trying to climb out of me. It's a scary place to be. So.
I can imagine. Yeah, yeah, I can imagine that it must feel like, well, not knowing what it's like to perform as a lead vocalist at all or anything like that. So I probably can't really relate to what you go through exactly, but I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure you're looking forward to performing songs from the album live. I'm guessing. Are there any particular songs you're really looking forward to getting up and performing?
Yeah, absolutely. I have actually almost like the contrary comment of the song I'm looking least for performing. I'm sure it's a elephant in the room everybody talks about. It's the Trio Words Ever Spoken because it's such an ambitious, long opus. I am shook we even managed to put it on the record, and the label was, "Yep, thumbs up, let's do it." I'm like, it's like so out of character. But it's like I'm looking forward to it for sure. But it's a little, yeah, it's ambitious. It's how's it gonna go? It's so many little interludes. How even not so much for myself, but for the guys with all those changes with kiss signature rhythms and the
Yeah,
uh,
that's a crazy song. It's very sort of proggy. It goes in all kinds of different directions, doesn't it? As it goes on. But yeah, I
100%.
mean, I really like that song actually. I think it's
I
really
know
interesting.
everybody loves it. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow,
everyone loves.
dream theater wannabe. That's yeah. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it because it was such a risk for us to take. We were like, okay, people gonna hate it or they're gonna love it. This is, there's no in between. So I'm excited to hear that you actually enjoyed it because it's quite a journey. That song. But yes, and the song I'm looking forward to performing, I would say, definitely my Celestial bunch, Venera, Orion's Belt, Cassiopeia,
Yeah.
Northern Star. Like just I'm so feeling the celestial theme. I'm just so in it. These songs are perhaps I'm proudest of lyrically, particularly the top three I mentioned, since I've done extensive research on all those scientific elements of that. And it was a very weird way of writing lyrics this time around because it wasn't about me and my pain and my suffering and whatever. It was the things that are set in stone, that are factual, that are you can't just make things up, right? So I had to watch a few doctrines I found on YouTube about this 2 hour long podcast about what's Venus and how it's about. And it was
A good
fascinating. I
way of
love.
doing it. Get your research done. Yeah. Yeah, get your
Oh my
research
God,
done.
it's quite something. I'm definitely writing a few more. I want to write a song about Jupiter now, Neptune for sure. As a Pisces, I have to give credit due to my Lord, my
Yeah.
one and only slowest planet. Yeah, like a few more constellations. I want to do the polar bear, the Ursa Major, the little this big 7 star constellation that's like a polar bear, but it looks like a handler for water. It's 7 stars, super famous one. And I'm like, how come I didn't write about this constellation, this record? Like all these ideas coming post factum. So yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, I had a thought whilst you were talking then. Maybe you could do a gig that is sort of at nighttime open air with when the stars are all showing. I mean, I don't know how you could
Wow,
have to go
that's
to a location where you're going to get guaranteed good sight of the night sky and
wow.
maybe perform the album. Giving you ideas here. I don't know where it will go.
Wow, that's sick. Listen, I'm actually about it. This is something I wonder how we could execute it with like lights
Yeah.
off, because you
Or
need to have
lights,
lights
or
off.
indoors having some sort of a starry effect. I don't
Oh,
know.
I was like thinking full on summertime, summer breeze, everybody's laying on their yoga mat, with stage completely pitch black. We're just sitting on a chair and just, perform in the darkness. And then we check out the star constellation of Orion, guys. That's sick. You know what? I think we're so young as a band. These rooms are like so worth discovering, because we still kind of trying to figure out, oh, are we like Sabaton? Are we gonna do all war themes and military camo pants and tanks? And that's like your identity, that's your signature move. With Everdawn, we're so fluid.
Mm.
Whole celestial concept, I'm just gonna come in with it as it goes. But now it's becoming kind of like a signature thing, because it's not the first time we've done this celestial stuff. And then the next album we're working on, I'm already writing lyrics about this theme yet again. And yeah, maybe we could, I don't know how we need to call our fans now, little astronomers, stargazers. I think Nightwish done it.
Stargazers, yeah, Everdawners, or yeah.
Something that,
Oh, I can't
what are
think of
the,
anything
it's
now off
hard,
the top of my head, but
hard,
yeah.
Everdonians, but I'm so about the stargazers, but it's like Nightwish claimed that. Damn it, Nightwish.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, good point.
um,
Oh yeah, I can't think of anything. Maybe something will come to me. If I think of something, I'll maybe send it across in
send
an
me-
email or something.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm open for suggestions. So
I'm sure
yeah.
people will be putting in the comments, some suggestions as well after this video. So we'll look
Make a
out for
about it.
any suggestions for. I'm still thinking of what to call followers of my channel. So you're not alone. You're not alone. I mean,
Oh, it's tough. When you figured it out, because I need the recipe for success, the formula. Indeed.
indeed, indeed. Um, so I mean, with all that's going on at the moment, we've obviously had a lot. I think we've had a lot of great releases since, COVID sort of came to a sort of closure. Obviously, it's still somewhat going on. But I feel like recently maybe and I'm hoping maybe this is more me projecting my hopes somewhat, that symphonic metal is getting some new bands coming through to sort of maybe doing things not quite identically to what we've had in the past from the big bands, your Nightwishes, your Epicas, Within Temptations, and coming through with like you've been saying, new themes, new ideas, new ways of delivering the music. And maybe there's a new wave of bands coming along. I mean, I've got to try to think of some off the top of my head besides Everdawn now, but Empress. You've got Ad Infinitum as well, and bands like that. So I'm sort of
Yeah.
hoping maybe there is a sort of going to be maybe a new. I mean, everyone loves to say the big three, the big four, the big five, the big six, the big 127. I don't know, but hopefully, maybe we're seeing a new wave of symphonic metal. But that's more me maybe projecting what my hopes are for the scene. But I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think there could be something in a new wave of symphonic metal bands?
We definitely had that upheaval in North America for a little bit, I would say, before COVID. Even in Ontario, we had like 5, 6 bands just on the rise, kind of getting into this. Oh my God, it's like not just us anymore. It's just this. First of all, North America is not that notorious for symphonic metal. We're primarily, I would say, thrash metal. Big fans of thrash, everyone here. So
Yeah.
for a female fronted band, let alone melodic band, people are like, that's very European. I'm so sick and tired of people saying, this is very European, guys. I can't believe it's from Jersey. I mean, yeah, half of the band is from Eastern Europe. Like me and boys are Russian. So I guess there's a little bit of that. But people are just so shook because that wave that we had coming, in my humble opinion, in that region, never took off. Half of those bands dismembered, changed singers, somebody got married, especially women being the front women, obviously, of the project. Somebody just focused on the actual careers, had a baby, said, screw this industry because there's no money to be made, and just poof, 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 like it disappeared. And now back what we had, it's lots of thrash metal and lots of like underground black metal. There are a few, like not the band, it's not really symphonic metal, but band Luthero. They're from Hamilton too, actually, my homies. Are amazing. I am so proud of them because they're not really symphonic metal at all. They're more like speed, power metal. And Krista,
Cool.
she sings lots of screams, growls, but also lots of clean power metal vocals, like Unleash the Archers kind of vibe,
Yeah.
Cobra and Lotus kind of vibe. Oh, I'm so proud of them. Like, oh my fucking God, they're doing it. Oh. And they were just on tour too in North America. And they got another one with Raven. I'm so proud of them. So props to you guys. But other than that, honestly, so many bands just kind of keep it local, a few local shows. Nobody's having those ambitions to go over the seas and conquer the world. I do. So I'm not giving up. I'm like, I'm gonna get everyone's heart. So but it's tough. You know yourself, business industry is a part of that, is awful. It's so ungrateful for musicians. Spotify alone, I
Yeah.
have an account, but I haven't seen a check from them once, even with 0.01 cent.
Mm.
So if you do it for love and this crazy ambition and just, those three pillars need to be there. You need to be fully ready to commit. Screw relationships, screw babies, marriages. You don't have time for that because you need to be like 1,000,000,000%. Then maybe you can get on that wave and go on tour with Amaranth, Epica, Delay, Alexandria. And that's my goal. So I'm not quitting. But it's tough in here. It's miserable, cold. Economy's falling. Government's doing crazy things.
Yeah, I know.
We're happy.
Like you said before we went on the call, it's that season, January Blues, and
January Blues. It's a good
yeah,
song. I should title a song like that. January Blues.
January
Yeah.
Blues. Yeah, there probably is a song out there called January Blues somewhere. I'm sure.
Really? I gotta. I'm on the hunt now.
Yeah, I'm sure something will come up. You Google it, there'll be someone who's written a song about January Blues, I'm sure.
I'll
But not much longer of January left for people that don't like January. It's
True.
only a few days
It'll be
left.
February Blues.
Well, by the time actually this video goes up, I've got to remember it's going up probably on a Sunday, the first weekend of February. So by that time, people will be out of January. I mean, presumably they'll be a lot more optimistic and out of the January blues season. And
That's true.
We can hope anyway.
I hope so. If anything, I'll just make it about February for those who don't have Valentines. On the Valentine Day, I'll have a February blues for them.
The Valentine's blues, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I love a brainstorming. That's how songs are born. Great idea.
Yeah, I got an email from a company actually giving you the option to opt out from receiving Valentine's related communications, which I've never had before. So if you don't want to receive all of that, maybe you're not in the mood, or you just don't want to receive it all, or whatever, or you've just broken up with someone, you don't want to get lots of Valentine's related.
I love that. This is like
I thought it's actually it's kind of considerate that they're doing that. Actually, I've never seen a company do that before.
I love that. I love that. See, it's a sad reality now that relationships are so fleeing. Fast food, fast fashion, fast music, everything's so replaceable. And I've been always an advocate for trying to, don't break what's not broken, and just try and understand that nobody's perfect. If infatuation goes away and you're just left with a flawed human being just like yourself, and it's okay, and it's good to work things out. But so few people see it this way. Everybody just discards, everybody swiping. I'm not about that culture. I'm very old school, so what I mean.
Probably the best way to be in the modern day, I think, actually being a bit more old school with that sort of area.
Otherwise the planet just nukes itself. Yeah, but yeah. Coming.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, as we approach the end of things here, we'll probably come to a closure shortly. But again, thank you so much for joining me for this time, giving up a bit of a window of time to me for this small channel. But yeah, really appreciate that. And you doing that for me. So in terms of plans ahead, are you looking, as far as I understand it, you are hoping to do some tours, aren't you?
Absolutely. That's always the goal. Our drummer could tour every day of the year. He's crazy. He's like a restless drum machine. So he's always, yes, guys, let's do it. There's 5 of us, and me being the youngest, I guess, aka I don't have husband and children and, you know, things to take care of that. I'm very easygoing. So when opportunities come my way, yep, let's make it happen. Seems reasonable, why not? But for the guys, half of them are married. Our guitarist is getting married too soon in the fall. So it's like priorities shift. So
Yeah,
we like
I
really
completely understand that. Yeah.
see, you know what I mean? It's just when you balance this musician, like your guitarist yourself, you know, musician lifestyle, and then having, listen, I know. So balancing those real chores and mundane, you know, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, it's tough. So currently we had so many propositions. The only issue was financially. Tours are expensive, man. Like you need to have, we're talking 15 to 20K euros just for everybody, you know, the buy on if you have it, the tickets, the renting, the beep beep, whatever that's called, the beep beep. So you know what I mean? It's one of those things we need to be very selective.
Yeah, I can
It's gonna
imagine.
be exactly like a good time slot, a good amount of time. And we obviously don't want to do tours with like 6 bands on the bill. So we aiming for sole support tours to be in a direct support. There's one specific tour that's like very much, we almost said yes, basically the financial elements of that. But we see if we find any sponsors and if our label helps us out, we'd love to do it because it's all in Europe, just so you know. And aside of that big thing, whatever that possibly may or may not happen, we are confirmed to come to Denmark this August. There is a festival. If you give me a second, I'll because it's in Danish. I don't know how to read that. So I need to 1 second, really quickly. I will just tell you the name so we have that. Because I've never heard of it until we got proposed, but apparently everybody knows about it. 1 second, 1 second. I'm just on my drummer page because he always posts about it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's, oh my, I still can't read it. Jesus. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this. Can you read that thing? Nah, whatever.
Naisven Metal Fest or something like that.
Something like that. See, that's a problem. There was
Yeah, I
Vakken over there.
can't speak the
Everybody could read Vakken
pronunciation.
over there. So this one is 3 days open air from 29th through 31st of August this year. And there are what Tiamat, Berserk, the big bands from the European like northern region, and we as well. So more bands are being added, but that's for sure we're gonna be there. And guys want to do like a northern tour, maybe 7 days, just while we're there, you know. Tickets are expensive, might as well just, okay, we're in Denmark, let's go to maybe Germany, a few more Danish dates.
Yeah.
UK is complicated, man. I really want to go to London, but it's so tough to like get there. And
Yeah, no, I know.
everybody complains, I know.
Yeah, it's not an easy one.
No.
Yeah, well, whether or not you come to the UK, hopefully at some point I will be able to see you guys, see
That'd
Everdawn.
be
It'd be
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah, so just to remind everybody, I'm going to drop a link in the description box to the video so that people can go to the link and hopefully buy the album. There it is again. So
Beautiful CD.
yeah, it's beautiful actually on the back. I didn't show the back earlier. That's actually
Yeah,
really nice as well.
beautiful, my baby.
Yeah.
So the artwork, actually, the Sophia, she does Dankova, she does all the Power Wolf art.
Oh wow.
That's like, yeah. I want this girl. And she did it. It was like our, you know, like a communal project with me and her. We have like 150 emails back and forth because I'm a visionary. I'm so strong set with, okay, that constellation there, the moon there, hair like that, nails like that. And she's so amazing at executing. I literally, like, I can tell you enough how much that was exactly how my vision in my mind was.
I think it says on the booklet that it was inspired by Renaissance painting or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you Google the birth of Venus, you would see this, but reverse in the daytime and the summertime. I would argue not as gorgeous because we did different, because she's an artist, Zofia herself, and she was asking me, do you want this whole, the Renaissance kind of crooked neck, like a little strange body? Like, I'm like, no, we're gonna make her a bombshell. She's gonna be flawless because she's a goddess. That's how I see her. So, and obviously she used the picture of one of my photo shoots because I do modeling. And a year prior, randomly, I did a Venus photo shoot with a big sea foam, with a big white wig. And that's how even the artwork came to be. I'm like, damn, I actually had a photo shoot done. And we have a song named Venera. Wow, it like totally makes sense. And then I sent her the photo from my photo shoot, and she just painted off like my face of that photo. So a little bit of this, everyone has a goddess within themselves, even a man too, there's a Poseidon raging. I'm all I'm all about those like antiquity gods, and we are as powerful, as them. But anyways, Venera, everybody who haven't gotten the CD yet, that's how we would love to. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't check out what you're also doing. I mean, I always buy CDs. I'm a CD collector, but are you also doing, some people like cassettes and vinyl now? Are you doing vinyl as well, or any of that?
Finals, yes, our label actually was super super thankful for that, because the CDs, it was been so long. So for vinyl, they said guys would need two sides for the vinyl. I'm like, can we still do it? They like, totally no problem. So I don't know yet what production stage the vinyl is, but they do have the layouts, and I think it's just a matter of time and demand for the vinyl to be printed. But everything's submitted for that, so they did allow us. So I'm thinking matter of time when big one is delivered to my door. Can't wait. Put it on my wall. I'm proud of it. So
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I think it's a really great album, and yeah, I looking forward to listen to it again very
yeah,
soon.
amazing.
So,
I'm very happy. Thank you so much for having time to listen to this opus of ours, which is 1 hour, is a long time. I'm sorry, everybody, but it needed to be done. We
but
promised.
it's a dynamic hour. There's a lot packed into it. I don't think I ever find myself drifting away from it for too long. It really keeps you, I think, keeps you in for the journey for the whole record. So yeah, thank you so much again. And yeah, love your vocals. They sound absolutely amazing. Yeah, and best of luck to you and the band and Everdawn with whatever you go on to do, whatever you decide to do, obviously with the next album, with touring, with whatever comes next. Just wish you all the best. And yeah, thank you again for joining me, and everyone watching. Don't forget to drop a like and a sub to the channel as well. If you enjoy this kind of content, you want to obviously see more symphonic metal related videos, as well as all my usual album review, album ranking, horror content, all the other stuff that comes along with the channel. But yeah, from me and my guest, thank you so much. And until next time,
For having
bye
me.
for now.
Have a good night.